Hey, it's Zoe. Hello, it's me, Zoe. Hi, I'm Zoe. I am very not in a good mood. I just took a sleeping pill, so I probably shouldn't be filming. I referenced a hat phase the other day, and I thought I would explain more about the hat phase. But the sleeping pill is having no effect, much like most things that are supposed to be good for me. See, my hair, beautiful as it is, or so I'm told, occasionally falls out. It's when times of incredible stress and when usually my thyroid is getting very out of whack. I'd just like to point out a basic reminder here is that my first memory. Good morning, boys and girls. You know how some days you wake up and you think, wow, today's gonna be one of those days. Like one of those days where you really wish you hadn't seen Being John Malkovich. You don't have those kinds of days? I had those kinds of days. I mean, it's different. Given a basic dilemma based on truth and reality. My mind was formed with a very, very firm realization that I had no idea what things really were like. I've always been very careful about assumptions. So, if I scream at you, it's because you're doing something wrong, all right? That's what you get for trying to be a good citizen. Oh, well. But anyway, about the hat phase. The hat phase started when I was in South Dakota. See, I was homeless. And I went to South Dakota to register my car because it's the only place in the United States that you can register a car without a permanent physical address. I was homeless in South Dakota with a broken leg, being shuttled from institution to institution. There were hospitals. I was in a hospital for medical reasons, and it was getting cold, and I was homeless, so I needed a hat. And I happened to have a lot of yarn and crochet hooks. So I said, okay, I'm just going to crochet myself a hat. And it was around Thanksgiving when I got the hat finished. And my night nurse at the hospital, night nurse Dave, it fit him much better, and it looked much better on him than it did on me. But I wore it anyway because it was cold outside and I needed something to cover my head. But after that, I made another hat and another hat and another hat. And I have several hats now that I have crocheted. And I wore all of these hats in rotation while my hair grew back. That's my hat phase. It's mostly while I was homeless. I'll have to have a video about all the things that I've crocheted so far. Look for that upcoming. Also, I'm thinking about doing a series where I read children's stories and comment on them. Actually, I've already bought my first children's book to read, so maybe later this afternoon or evening as it is, I'll give that a try. But right now I just wanted to finish off the hat face video. So hopefully I've done that. Bye.